This is a Rogue Media Network production.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Coming up on Sunday is going to be a memorial and a benefit for a friend of this show, a friend of mine. His name is Top Clark, who passed away, and he was a founding member of the Music Association of Central Texas, in fact, President Emeritus. And we have the president of the board here with us right now, James Stone, and a good friend of MACT, Bruce Byers. Good to have you here
Morning.
today. Tell me, first of all, my deepest condolences on the loss of Top. He was so energetic and so vibrant and such a proponent of local music and local bands. And of course, that's what the Music Association of Central Texas is all about. So now that he's gone on to his reward, want to do something to honor him. So that is coming up on Sunday. Tell me, James, what and where?
Well, it can be at the VFW in Hewitt, right off of Moonlight Drive. It's 1 to 6 p.m.
Yes.
on Sunday, and we want to have a memorial. Tamara is not able to, help much with this, and so we've got
His widow, yeah.
Bruce with a gentleman named Sandy Schaffner at the VFW, and board members and anybody else that wants to help. A couple of bands, and what we think the format's going to be is that we will talk about Top for a few minutes. There's a memorial video that we will play. We hope to be able to just leave it playing the entire time. And then invite people to come up and maybe do, we got 90 seconds, line up, and maybe more time if there's not that many people. You never know. But he's so well known all around town, and it was about live music. He really kept MACT alive for many years. It was actually founded. I don't know if he was a founding member or not, but he was with it for a long
time, yeah.
Yeah, Johnny Bradshaw started it a long time ago. What, 7 years now?
Yeah,
And
at
Something like
least,
that,
yeah.
And I wouldn't be a part of it if it wasn't for Top and his calling me up and going, oh man, do I really want to do this? But anyway, that's beside the point. Now I ended up being the president, but it's come a long way. It's really, grown up. But as far as the event goes, we'll probably at that point have something to eat. And while we're having something to eat, we have two great bands, which are
The first one is called Southern Junction, featuring Steve Deremy. He's actually the bartender at the VFW post. So he's got a following there kind of built in. So we're going to look forward to having him. And also we have another band called the Brain Farmers, which is a group of, I'll call them seasoned musicians from the local area. And their motto is Gray Matters.
I love
they're
it.
all old guys.
All old guys.
But they're great.
Yeah, I know.
well, and that is
Featuring John Epperson.
Okay, good.
And also
Dana Spagner will be there. He'll be playing bass in that band. And
Who's on drums?
everybody's favorite is on drums, Rug Griffin, Ronnie Rug Griffin,
Okay.
my friend.
Well, Bruce, you were telling me earlier that you're not a musician. You
No.
just support local music, and you've been kind of a part of this MACT scene for a long time. Helped a lot with Zychik's band, and yeah.
Yes. another member of that band, I don't want to leave him out because I don't want to get in trouble, is Paul Brown from the band Crash Landing.
Okay.
They were a rock band in Central Texas area for I don't know how many years, since 1983 or 84. So, yeah.
And let's see, Epperson is actually was recognized last year in our Hall of Recognition, which a lot of people don't know. Texas Music Cafe it used to be at the Hippodrome, but it's like probably 100 plaques from people going back 27 years.
That's lifetime achievement.
So
Lifetime
are
achievement.
they all back at the Music Cafe?
Yes.
They went to the Music Cafe, and they're opening up here in a week or two, back in their original building, which is
Right.
really cool.
Yeah.
But we went over there a few days ago to hang the plaques, and they weren't quite ready yet. But
Okay.
we'll get to it.
Yeah.
In addition to all of that, and I really hope everybody wants to come for this. I mean, it is a memorial for Top, but it's also a benefit for Tamara. She needs a lot of help.
Yeah.
She has some medical issues, which make it hard for her to work on top of everything else. So we're doing this both for that. We have, 3 guns? to sell?
5.
5 guns to sell.
It'll be 5
guns to
five
sell.
gun raffles. We've got
Yeah.
2 hunting trips, one in Argentina and one in New Zealand
Really?
that are going to be in the auction. We've got a
Know that. That's
yeah,
awesome.
That's
yeah,
pretty
we've
cool.
got a carport. We've got hopefully some metal art. I know some other friends are working on like handmade art pieces.
Some artwork and stuff like that I know that I have, as well as a Epiphone Sheraton which is-
Guitar.
Yeah, it's a hollow body guitar. It's
Right.
kind of a very old favorite. I'm not sure how old it is, but it's pretty old, and it's in excellent condition, and with a case and everything else. And not sure how much other equipment or things, but there's going to be a lot of stuff.
There's going to be a lot of band equipment there, I feel like, because I think people are going to come forward with stuff.
And dinner.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of gift cards that from different business around town. I want to give a shout out to Sandy Schaffner. Man, he stepped up to the plate and knocked it out of the
We
park.
couldn't do this without him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great guy, and he's helped us a lot on putting this together and making it happen. And he's got a lot of good connections.
Yes, and as far as the benefits go, MACT is not about benefits or anything else. So we literally, I've done many in my past, and Casey's done many in his past, but we don't do this. We do music festivals and live events. and all
Right,
that kind
exactly.
of
You've been
stuff.
on this show talking about
Yeah,
those,
yeah, so
and
we have no
and
idea
used to
what
do
we're
the
doing.
Groovy Awards. I mean, of course, Top was a big proponent of that as well.
Yes, he was.
And to honor and recognize local talent, which is it's just a great way to boost them. But for somebody as special as Tamara to help her, this will be a great thing. Again, it's going to be the afternoon,
Yeah.
Sunday afternoon, the 15th of February at the 6008 VFW in Hewitt. And so there'll be a couple of bands that are planning to play, but there might be an opportunity for a little open mic thing
Well,
going
that's-
too.
You brought it up. So after the first 2 bands play, we don't really have any idea what time it's going to be, but yes, there will be a full back line there, and really don't, whoever's listening to this, if you are on the stage with Top at any time,
Yeah.
with Retro Rose or some of the other bands that he's played with and stuff, really would love to have Tamara sing a couple of songs, but
Yeah.
she's not, maybe not, but I would like to give first dibs to that stage to anybody like that. And I'm sure there's going to be people who can play bass, people who can play drums, and so if you can sing and you can come up and do some things, or even if there were some songs that Top used to come see you play,
Yeah.
that he loved, particular song or something like that. So I really don't know how all that's going to come out on the end, but But yes, there may be an opportunity. So
And
if you're a musician anywhere, doesn't matter where you are, you always bring your instrument.
right, and I think there's going to be people as well that just want to get up and tell a story or about something,
Yeah.
you know, some interaction with Top or how they met or whatever. That we want to provide time for that as well.
Well, it's a great way to remember him and to remember, how he impacted so many lives here in Central Texas.
Yes. Yeah. I really hope that, if you knew him or you were affected by him or became involved in live music in Central Texas, especially here in Waco. And it was very Waco-centered for many, many, many years. It's not so much anymore. We've spread our tent pegs quite a bit. Boy, be there.
Yeah,
Be there just to show.
Yeah, it's going to be a great day.
And your support for Tamara as well.
absolutely.
thank him.
Well, and Bruce, you were telling me a story back in the day that Top and Tamara had an old Suburban and it was needing some work.
Right.
And
Yeah, he had asked me because I do a little tinkering at home, and he'd asked me if I'd take a look at it because it had some issues and whatnot. And I said, sure, man. Just let's get it over to my house and let me look at it, look it over. And he said, well, just make me an estimate of what you think it needs. And so I kind of put the word out, and another friend that's passed now, Ken Wilkerson, and I came up with the idea to kind of take up a collection and get some, get those things fixed, because that's what Tamara was using to take Top to Dallas to get his treatments, while he was battling his illness. And so we basically, I did all the work and fixed everything I could, put in a new set of tires and filled it up with gas, and had everyone that, contributed to sign a card, and I put it on the visor, and I took it back to him and said, hey, I got your truck all fixed up. And he's like, what do you mean? I thought you were going to do an estimate. I said, well, the bill's up there on the visor. And so he reaches up there and he opens the card and he looks at, what's this? And I said, well, you don't owe anything. You got friends, man. So,
yeah,
Yeah, and for whatever it's worth, I've only known Bruce now for, 3-4 years? Maybe
yeah.
more?
Yeah, I don't know. Time flies,
Actually,
man.
it's probably closer to 6.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. But Bruce is a good friend to have.
yeah.
Yeah, he's Top was too.
Yeah, and he had a lot of friends, and so that's what this memorial is all about. It's a memorial and benefit for his widow Tamara. Again, at VFW Post 6008 Hewitt. This is at 725 Sun Valley Road. Boulevard, I guess, get the right name, Sun Valley Boulevard. Sunday, February 15th from 1 to 6. And so, yeah, if you're a musician, part of the MACT or not, you can maybe learn a little more about MACT.
Just
you
a
might want to
music
join.
lover,
Music lover, but it's
of
going to
Top's.
be a great way to honor his memory.
Yeah, I want to add one more thing for him. He was first off, I could call him anytime, which we kind of called him our historian.
Yeah,
And he really was instrumental in all of the Hall of Fame or Hall of Recognition things and stuff like that, and I kind of let him handle all of that. But I'm going to miss that.
yeah,
I'm really going to miss that.
yeah.
And this friendship.
Well, maybe someone will step up and do that, keep that tradition going. But yeah, there are some fabulous musicians here, and you're going to hear some of them that day on the 15th. And again, if you want to step up to the mic, that opportunity to be there as well. Again, thank you both so much. Thank you for what you meant to Top.
Thank you
And
for the opportunity.
and I appreciate what you're doing for him and this benefit, and for Tamara as well. Stay with us. There is more of the show ahead.
It's football season, and we can create your outdoor tailgating spaces that is actually a part of your home. Bifold doors that tie in the inside and the outside, and you can gain anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 square feet living space, all while taking in the big game, poolside, Call us at Gather & Co. Kitchen and Bath, where we can create your unique tailgating space.
Serving Central Texas since 1889, TFNB Your Bank for Life takes pride in being more than a bank. At TFNB, we remain committed to these principles. If you value them too, come join us. TFNB, Your Bank for Life.
Ready for a better kind of primary care?
At Patient First Direct Primary Care, you get unlimited office visits with same-day or next-day availability.
And instead of rushed appointments, we take the time to actually listen.
There are no insurance hassles, just clear, simple care.
You can reach us by phone or text because access shouldn't be complicated. Our practice has expanded to include Medicare-age patients as part of our direct primary care model.
It's a fresh alternative to the traditional insurance or government-driven systems, care that finally puts you first.
For more information, go to patientfirstdirect.com.
If your AC is working overtime and your house still feels hot, maybe it's your old windows that are to blame. Worn seals, warped frames, and outdated glass can let hot air in and cool air out. Beat the Texas heat. Call Universal Windows Direct of Central Texas today for a cooler home and lower energy bill. 0% financing is available with your good credit.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
If I had somebody that was looking for a car, I would definitely recommend Allen Samuels. The trust that I have, the care that they take, they genuinely want to take care of you. They really ask for your feedback when you go to the support department to make sure they're taking care of you in every way possible. So I really appreciate that they listen to your feedback.
Like Allen Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Allen Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Today, we're going to talk about literacy and imagination and even second chances. How does that sound? I am so happy to welcome to the show Matt Rogers Menifee, and you are the organizer of a fabulous event coming up in a few weeks. It is the WISD Comic Fest and the Syntax Book Fest.
Yeah, Syntax Teen Book Fest.
Teen Book Fest. Okay, we'll get this right. And it's all going to be happening at University High School.
Yes, ma'am.
On the 28th, a Saturday. Fabulous fun for everybody. But let's talk about what kind of got us to this point that you. First of all, I want to congratulate you on getting your master's from Baylor University. Saw that on Facebook around Christmas time when you were in that December graduating class.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is going to allow you for going into administration?
Yes, ma'am. I'm hoping to get an assistant or associate principal position this next coming 26-27 school year.
And so your degree exactly was?
I have a master's in educational leadership from the Baylor School of Education. So we focus more on kind of the bigger overall picture of the school as opposed to individual instruction. Like we get some of that, but a lot of it is how do you bring a team together and a school together to make forward and positive impacts in the community.
Yeah, so you are a classroom teacher now, though?
Yes, ma'am. I've been a classroom teacher since 2008.
And what do you teach?
Currently, I teach forensic science at University High School. I've been there since 2017, but I've also taught forensic psychology and anatomy and physiology. But over my career, I've taught everything from elementary science to junior high science to high school science. Yeah, I mostly just teach science.
That sounds good. So, I mean, I'm fascinated with that. I had no idea these forensic classes were even taught on the high school level. I mean, that amazes me.
Well, it's a lot of kind of giving the kids a mile wide and an inch deep. So we just want to get them kind of, okay, here's what this is about. Let's get your interest in it. If you want to pursue it further, here's how to pursue it further. Mm-hmm. So mostly with me, I teach juniors and seniors. Just due to the nature of the material, and gives me a chance to be like, okay, is this a real good fit for you or not? Is this like, you want to go to MCC for this? You want to go to Baylor for this? You want to go do this professionally? Or is this something that's just a passing interest? But regardless, I try to train all my students in understanding and applying the scientific method so they can be very objective in whatever decisions they make when it comes to looking at evidence and things like that.
Okay, so now we're going to make a sharp turn
Okay.
and talk about comic books. So tell me about this comic fest that
Okay.
you've got. And now these are two different kind of things,
Well,
or sort of the
so
same, or
So how all of this got started, or this idea for this got started back when I was teaching for La Vega ISD. And
Okay.
so we had the STAR test, and as a lot of people are familiar, the STAR test is, well, you get it done and you sit and you wait. And so I had a particularly energetic group of students that year. And so, okay, I got like 4 or 5 days of this. And so I went down to the library and I was like, okay, I got to keep people entertained. So I went down and I think I got the Waco Library to let me check out like 45 graphic novels. And I was like, okay, I like graphic novels. Maybe these guys like graphic novels. And day one, they liked a few of them, not many. And took those back and switched them back and forth. And after a while, I kind of started seeing, okay, yeah, I like these, they like these, but what do my students like? And I've kind of just held on to that idea. And then a few years ago, I presented at Region 12 on how to like introduce graphic novels into like school libraries and school classrooms, because I grew up around comic books. My first job was at Georgetown Used Books years ago, and I was getting paid in used books, used comic books, and sandwiches. I was like 13 or 14 years old at the time.
oh my goodness, yeah.
And so I've always been around that kind of stuff. But I got into Baylor on a letter of recommendation from Alonzo McAdoo, who's our director of secondary ed for Waco ISD. And he was like, okay, yeah, we'll write you a letter. Baylor accepted me, and almost from the get-go, it became this idea of how do I promote literacy? Because I've had so many students, they love my class, they struggle with reading. Either they struggle with reading out loud or they struggle with silent reading. And I was like, okay, we got to bridge a gap. We can't drag these kids along and kind of force them into every sort of reading tutorial thing in existence. So let's try to meet them where they're at. And I knew comic books and graphic novels were a place where they were at. So previously we'd gotten the district to give us a grant for graphic novels, I think right before COVID, that Miss Davis, I think the retired director of like finance, approved. And so we were starting to get graphic novels in. We were starting to see this, like, hey, kids are engaged. We were looking at the numbers, and we saw things like, oh, wow, let's say for one regular book, this book gets checked out 3 or 4 times a year. And for these graphic novels, we're seeing checkouts of 6, 7, 8, 9, even
They were
more.
interested,
They
for
were
sure.
interested. And so, and it wasn't just the traditional superhero stuff. It was
Right, I think a Superman comic book,
yeah.
you know.
And so some of it was, but a lot of it was, hey, here are new stories by new creators that come from similar backgrounds as of our students, or they just tell a really good story. But it wasn't always the capes and tights.
Right.
And from there, I was like, okay, let's see what I can do with my kids. And through my research with Baylor and through my various projects, I came upon these numbers, or numbers from the Barbara Bush Foundation, the former president's wife, who was a big pro-literacy advocate. And it said something to the effect of, if we could increase the United States to a 6th grade reading level, only a 6th grade reading level, we could increase the gross domestic product of the United States by $2 trillion a year.
Wow.
And
where are we now if we're not at a 6th grade?
A lot of the population is at a 6th grade, but less than 50% is at a 6th grade reading level.
Really?
And then the other number, which was honestly kind of the same sort of impact, was we would also decrease healthcare costs by $200 billion a year. And
Win-win, huh?
yeah, I mean, just a win-win all around. And on top of the fact is reading literacy, even if a kid does not go to college for a 2-year or 4-year degree, they have that opportunity to kind of enrich themselves. They can build those skills up.
Sure.
I don't have a degree in forensic science. I have a Bachelor of Science in Psychology. And I grew up a little bit around it, and I've always had an interest in it. But
Watch some CSI, maybe.
a little CSI. My dad's retired law enforcement, so I heard about a lot of stuff. But I basically taught myself to be an expert at it.
Yeah.
And to the point where I'm actually teaching for TEX, the education extension for Texas A&M, for their Forensic Science Academy. So,
Are you really?
Yeah. So I'm now considered like, okay, great. You know this stuff well enough that you can go teach somebody else. And it's not because I have a degree in it. It's because I learned it through reading. Now, mind you, I was reading graphic novels and stuff, but for the most part, I was just reading regular books. But we have to get those kids in somewhere. And the graphic novels are...
That's a good entry point.
It's a good entry point.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a quote from a graphic novelist, Doug TenNapel, and he basically says, graphic novels and comic books can turn non-readers into readers. I met an English teacher a few years ago with Waco ISD, and they're no longer with the district. I think their family moved. But he said, I hated reading. And in junior high, I got introduced to X-Men comic books. And he's like, and I just kept reading. I kept reading. And this is one of our like better performing English teachers in the district.
There you go.
So there's anecdotal evidence
for sure.
that this is great. There is evidence from the Barbara Bush Foundation that this can increase a lot of other things, but it can affect your kids in such dramatic ways. And when all those kind of pieces came together, that was like, okay, let's try and do a Comic-Con. But I knew I wanted to do something different, so because I know the barrier to entry for a lot of Comic-Cons, they are designed around pop culture and all these other things, and there's a price tag to get in. And so, like, okay, well, let's find the funding. Let's make it completely free.
Yeah, the idea is to get kids in and their families.
Free and open to the public. And then we try to find writers and artists that are mostly from Texas, but also match the demographics of Waco ISD. We want our kids to see themselves in the writers and artists that are present.
Yeah.
And so that's where we are. That's how all this got started.
As through your work on your master's degree.
Through my work on my master's degree, and you know, a long-term habit of buying comics and reading too many of them.
Well, and this is going to be coupled with the Book Fest.
Yes.
The Teen Book Fest.
So
tell me about that.
So Tracy Guillory runs the Syntex Teen Book Fest, and I believe, I'll have to look at my notes for sure, I believe they're in their 4th or 5th year. And she saw the same thing. She was like, hey, we really need to improve literacy. How do we go about improving literacy? And so she took it from the novelist perspective and like young adult teen fiction, stuff like that. And I took it from the other direction. Now, we were both using Waco ISD Library Services resources. We had a lot of library staff in attendance. And it just made sense for this year for us to kind of combine the events just to best use district resources and to kind of just kind of work together on these things. And so I believe she had it at different campuses, but we're having it at University High School this year, which is
beautiful campus.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it's fabulous.
We've had lots of great principals. Our current principal is Dr. Johnson. She's doing a fantastic job. And we've got lots of space. And we host a lot of community events already. And it just made sense. It's like, we can do this. And so under my professor, Dr. Herb Cox and Dr. Eckert over at Baylor School of Education, they basically gave me the go-ahead, and I started doing this long-term project. And we're in our 2nd year doing this, and Waco ISD is a major sponsor. Waco ISD Library Services is is kind of under the branch, the group that we're in. Like they're the ones who are kind of the group that kind of oversees this. And with the Syntex Teen Book Fest, we're just kind of combining our resources. We're bringing in some some young adult and teen novelists, and that are local, and then bringing in some people who, to be perfectly honest, we have some USA Today bestsellers, and we have some people that have won Eisner Awards, and Eisner Awards are the equivalent of like an Academy Award or a Golden Globe within the comic industry.
Really? Okay. I'm learning so much.
Yeah.
Well, you have in front of us some examples of art. I mean, you think about comic books, you think about, the graphics part of it. So tell me about some of these.
Okay, so all the art pieces I brought in today are artists who are planning on attending our event. So this first one,
I'll put this up and
yes,
put it on this camera.
So that's a piece from Rob Guillory. To the best of our knowledge, no relations to Tracy Guillory. But Rob Guillory is a comic artist out of Louisiana, and he has done some really great award-winning stuff. And I desperately just wanted him to be a part of our event because his stuff is interesting. It's has a little bit of a horror tinge to it without being truly horror stuff, and it's just delightful. And so I asked him to just, hey,
Dr. McCrazy here.
yeah, basically I had him just do me, hey, mad scientist, your design, your art piece. And so that is Rob's stuff, and Rob is self-publishing right now, but he's worked for Image and DC and Marvel.
Teenage Mutant Ninja
Turtles.
Turtles,
So
yeah, I've heard of that.
So we have one of the former regular staff artists for TMNT coming in. So that would be Nick Pitara.
That's a big deal.
So Nick Pitara is what was called part of the Eastman Group, and the Eastman Group is named after one of the founders of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And so Nick's done a lot of work for them. Now, Nick didn't do this piece, but Nick is doing pieces for DC that are coming out later this year with Kevin Smith, the director. He's got a piece coming out, a Superman piece coming out later this year. But this piece is a sketch cover done by Joey Lee Cabral out of El Paso. And Joey is does a live stream on Whatnot, and he is just an absolutely fantastic artist. So he did that piece of Shredder.
Oh.
He did this really great Batman piece.
Batman.
And he also did, this is a classic indie piece. This is Usagi Yojimbo, the Samurai Rabbit.
Wow.
And it's probably one of the oldest running independent comics out there. The Stan Sakai does it, and it's just a fantastic book. And so he did that piece for me as well. And so Joey works a lot in watercolor and other things. This next piece, I believe, is by Dan Wolf or Dave Wolf. I can't remember. Sorry, Dan or Dave. I don't remember their first name. And he's out of the Austin area. And this is one of his creatures from a book he does called Side Questers. And so we're having him come in. And so I had him do me a piece of his Lizard Man character. His Lizard Man character is not dainty, but I was like, you know what? Let's have him having a cup of tea. And so it seemed like a nice kind of fun thing. It was like, oh, let's just make this completely odd. And this last one.
There's one more here.
Okay, this last one. Julian Shaw. Now, Julian Shaw is a Texas-based artist, and last year we were one of the first shows that he attended. Relatively young guy, and he is actually doing one of the current Spider-Man titles starting in a few months for Marvel. And so we were super excited to get him. Actually, he'll be with us on Saturday. And then the next day, he's heading up to Austin for another one, Giganticon or Garganticon, and it's basically more of a pop culture event. But Julian's a fantastic artist, and this will be his second year being with us at our event.
This is amazing. So much more I want to talk to you about,
Yes,
Matt.
ma'am.
We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we will learn more about this whole combined comic book teen book fest coming up on the 28th of February. Stay with us. And we're back with Matt Rogers Menifee, and we're talking about WISD Comic Fest and the Syntax Teen Book Fest that will be happening on Saturday, February 28th at University High School.
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful facility. So when feet walk in to the room, what will they expect to see? I mean, it's kind of a little of everything, and you've told us about these wonderful artists who will be there. Will they be doing special speeches or Q&As?
So what we're doing, or at least the current plan is this. We'll have everyone enter through the side gym entrance. So we're kind of over by the cafeteria, and we're basically lining the halls with the tables of our artists. So last year the tables with our creatives. I don't want to forget to be like, there's a lot of creative people. Some are more artsy, some are more righty, if that's a word.
Right. Yeah.
And so last year we had a mixture of vendors because we really wanted to kind of get as many arts people in the community. But this year we really focused on people in the arts, the creative fields, as specifically to drawing and writing.
Sure.
And so we don't charge anything for our spots. We basically invite them in. We're inviting in these artists from different parts of the state. And we get private sponsors and donors to help basically fund this.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the big things that we do is, sorry, I completely spaced. One of the big things is basically we want the kids to be able to interact with the creatives. We want them to interact with the artists. We want them to interact with the writers. So we'll have, we ask each artist or writer or creative to do be a part of 1 or 2 panels. And so they'll go talk on a specific topic. Me or another teacher or librarian will moderate those panels. I did the artist table panel moderation last year for Bell County Comic-Con, along with Justin Sanchez, who's another teacher at University High School. He's the AV teacher. And so we'll have that going on. And we have lots of local businesses have donated giveaways.
Good.
So we've got some activities to do. We've got Creative Waco's involved. Pretty much if they're an arts organization in town and they've got availability to be part of this, Doreen's Ravenscroft has been a huge help, Desiree Hardiman, and so we've got lots of hands-on activities. Last year we had Waco High also participated with their head art teacher Joel Calismo. All of our art teachers are participating. And so there's activities, there's books, there's sessions to listen to artists and writers, and then we'll have 1 or 2 small keynotes. So one of our people that we booked for this year is Evan Narcisse, and Evan is the former writer for Black Panther, the Black Panther comic book from Marvel, and he is the current writer for Batman Beyond Static Shock, a miniseries, and so we're super delighted to have him. And he's going to be one of our keynotes along with Nick Patara. And Nick Patara is currently currently drawing a book for DC, a Bizarro Superman book for DC, and Kevin Smith, the director, is writing it.
Wow. I mean, and this is happening from 10 to 3. So it's a, good chunk of the day. Doors open at 9:30. Again, this is totally free for folks, but there's going to be cosplay and crafts and and I would imagine there are a lot of my boys love doing art and drawing comic kind of characters.
So we will definitely have a few sessions where people are going to take them through, okay, here's how to draw your own monster. Here's how to create stuff.
Oh, cool.
Specifically, there's a creator out of Houston, Mark Nelson. Mark Nelson is coming in, and he is famous for his monster designs. He's worked previously for Dark Horse Comics a whole lot, and he's a famous, relatively famous cover artist and does lots of great stuff, but he's going to take him through this monster design workshop, which should be fun. But the idea is to basically have the kids come up and be like, okay, I like this author. I like this artist. I like this here. I want to connect with them. I want to find out more about this favorite book I have. So we've got, like I said, we've got.
Great opportunity. I mean, it's just wonderful.
So we have a children's author, Stephen Bersinio out of San Antonio, who's coming in, and he wrote a book that was a bestseller on Amazon last year called Tamales for Christmas. Really great story, really great book, and he's written a few books. We've got Kelsey Cox, who was previously hosted by Fabled, and she is a best-selling mystery writer. Did a murder mystery quinceañera.
Yeah.
And
again, this is youth.
Yeah,
Youth.
For
literature.
the youth and young adults. We've got some stuff that's going to range. We have some stuff that's going to range to the younger. Some stuff that's going to be to the older. But really, kind of our target audience, or at least with me when I started this project, was junior high school.
Okay.
Because that's where you're not getting a lot. You may still get some reading tutoring, but this is where we need them to fall in love with the reading to be like, okay, I want to do this on my own. And so that's kind of where I kind of aimed for this target spot. One of the things is we try to make sure that all the writers, artists, authors have something there that's going to appeal to somebody. Not everyone's going to like a quinceañera murder mystery, but somebody maybe like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And Nick is going to be drawing head sketches for that, for kids. And a lot of we have people doing sketch cards. And so even in terms of pricing, we got stuff that's going to be relatively affordable, like books. Last year, I think we gave out about 500 free books.
Yeah, I wondered, I mean, I know it's a free event, but will you be able to purchase
yes, you'll be able to
and things
purchase.
and
yes,
even art?
Fable. So some of the writers and artists are bringing their own stuff.
Okay.
Some of them are contracting with Fable or with Bankston's Comics, and they're going to have additional stuff there. So the idea is, like if someone's more of a small publisher, they're probably going to bring their own stuff. If someone has like a publishing deal with Scholastic or, one of the larger publishing firms, they're probably going to have Fable bring their stuff in. And it really just depends on what those individual things are. And with the comics, a lot of these guys have been doing it for a while, so we might be pulling books that they did 5, 10, 15 years ago for them to sign. So, but that was one of our big thing is we, like, as a nonprofit, we're not trying to make any money. And any money we have basically goes right back into it. And so last year we gave away about 500 books. Kazu Kibishi, who is a New York Times bestselling graphic novelist with a series called Amulet, he was our keynote last year. And so I think we gave away 50 or 60 of his books to kids. We also partnered with Barnes & Noble. And so the Barnes & Noble is going to be running a in-store book fair for us. And what you do is basically you go in, you buy whatever book you want, and you say, hey, I want to credit the University High School Comic Fest for this. And basically at the end of like a week, they will cut us a check for it. And so last year, part of that is what's paying for this year. But also we had a lot of people just buy books from the different authors that were going to be present and donate them to the table. So we were able to give them away to students as prizes or for showing up or for participating in events.
Now, and that promotion with the bookstore is coming up, right?
Yes, I believe that is starting the Friday, February 13th, I believe.
Okay, so in a couple of days, yeah.
Yeah, and it's going to continue on for about 5 days. And Barnes & Noble has been an absolutely fantastic partner with us.
Well, if you want to buy something and then have the author or the artist sign it.
Yeah. Last year I thought it was, we probably had 60 or 70 books just bought by people in the community, didn't come to the event, and they just donated them there at Barnes & Noble and said, hey, I want these to go to the kids. And we were able to put them in those kids' hands.
That's awesome. You've been so open about your own path, how it took 5 years to graduate high school and finding teaching a little later in life, and then finally earning your master's degree, which is so exciting. How did your life experience kind of color the way you approach education?
I'm ADHD, and I'm a little bit kind of out there. And I had some teachers that realized early on that they needed that I could succeed, but they needed to help me find a way where I could succeed. And so I had some wonderful some wonderful teachers in high school that said, okay, you know what? You're a little weird, but go for it. Go write what you want. Go draw what you want. And try and kind of pushed me into different areas. And so I still have some art pieces that I did in junior high that are still impactful to me today because the teacher did something that was so, just caught me. I had wonderful professors in college that said, you know what, you are much better at doing field research than you are doing book research in the labs. And so I had a wonderful biology professor who put me out in the field pulling brain samples from deer at deer check stations. And so I got a lot of my college credit doing these hands-on activities. And so
which fit your style of learning.
Which fit my style of learning. And I try really hard, and some days I'm more successful than others, to kind of bring that hands-on learning aspect into my classroom, to try and bring an authenticity to whatever we're learning and making it apply to the real world. Like, I have a hard time with theoreticals. I have a really excellent time. It's like, okay, and this is how you directly apply it. And so be it from, okay, yeah, I'm teaching forensic science, but if I can teach you the basic scientific method, how we evaluate something, you may not have to ever analyze a bloody fingerprint, but you may have a health condition or a medical condition 10, 15, 20 years down the road that maybe the doctor doesn't explain it well enough. Mm-hmm. Maybe the internet is giving you questionable advice.
Imagine that.
Heaven forbid that
Dr.
happen.
Google, really.
Yeah. And it's to basically say, okay, I can solve some of my problems on myself, or I can get some of these questions answered through my own skill without having to rely on somebody else.
Yeah.
And so it teaches them a little bit of media literacy on how to evaluate sources, on how to document stuff. One of the things I tell my kids in my class, tell my forensic science students all the time, is here's the thing, guys. Choke me to death on the details. Give me so many details, I tell you to stop.
Yeah, that's too
much.
much.
And odds are you probably won't ever do that, because I can only think of about 2 instances in the last 15 years of education where I was like, no, that was too much.
That was too much.
That was too much. And those are rare occasions. But I want my kids to be like, you know what? I may not be the smartest person out there, and that's fine. But if you can work your tail off, like, I value I have lots of great students. I've had so many great students come through my class, but what I always tell them is, like, here's the thing, you can be smart all you want. Smartness does not solve a case. What solves a case, are you willing to put in the hard work, the time, and the effort to do it? And I tell my kids that all the time. I'm like, you can be brilliant all day long. Brilliance doesn't get you anything. Brilliance gives you a slight bit of an edge if you're also willing to work hard. Yeah. And so we're like, documentation. And so that's one of those things I'm always pushing to my kids is, choke me to death on the details.
You've described your life as one of second chances and redemption due to the grace of God. You want to talk about that? I come from a broken family, a couple times broken, and my teachers, like I said, kept pushing me, kept believing in me. It took me 5 years to graduate high school, and it wasn't that I had to repeat my freshman year or something like that. I had to repeat my senior year. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And and I was going to school half-time and working, and then got out and didn't really know what I was doing. And so I just kind of fiddled around and worked security in the Austin area. And about 6 months into it, I was like, I'm bored. I'm not challenging myself. I'm not doing anything that puts, I'm getting a paycheck, but I'm just absolutely bored. Mm-hmm. And I applied for college, and I was able to get back in good graces with my family, and I was accepted to Sam Houston. I did pretty okay for a while, and then started kind of meandering all over the place. Was supposed to finish in 2002 and dropped out, and ended up working at a Jewish summer camp and then living overseas for a while, and didn't know it was a Jewish summer camp till the rabbi picked me up at the airport. That's a story in of itself.
And in, I guess it was start of 2007, I'd gone through some ups and downs, and I was like, you know what, I just need to finish this degree.
Yeah.
And so I did. And I was that story you always hear in movies. It's like, oh, they dropped out with one class left. Yeah, that was me. And I had some friends from church, from a college ministry, that let me stay with them for about a month while I knocked out that last class in Huntsville, finished it up, and then I had one of my great aunts was a teacher, and she was like, hey, why don't you come down and try subbing in Houston. And so she got me a job with Channelview ISD and ended up staying with other friends. So I didn't have to pay rent for a while. And and after that first year, I got teacher certified, and then I became a full-time regular teacher. And then probably a couple of years after that, me and my wife got engaged, then got married. I moved to Waco, and so I've been here in Waco for a while, but I'm a strong believer in second chances.
Yeah.
I've screwed up lots in my life, and God has given me lots of opportunities to make things right, and so I don't always make the best decisions, but I try really hard to do the best I can with what I've been given. And I've been given so many second chances, and I try to tell that to my students. And so the funniest thing is always, it's like, I'll start the school year off, I'll tell them my background. It's like, it took me 5 years to graduate college, it took me like 5 years to graduate high school, it took me like 10 years to graduate college. Inevitably the hand will come up and be like, so why are you our teacher? I'm like, because I kept going.
That's right, I persevered.
I persevered, I kept going. That's why I'm your teacher. Because I didn't say, okay, well, I guess that's my lot in life.
Right.
I said, no, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep pushing myself. And lots of people have believed in me over the years. My mom is not someone I always see eye to eye with. But I remember we were considering grad school, and I'd already had the letter of recommendation by Alonzo McAdoo written for me. And I was like, I just don't know. And she's like, you never know when this chance will come around again. Yeah. And so I took it. And so I partially got to credit my mom for just that little last bit of encouragement I needed to finish. And then, good Lord, my wife and daughters just helped drag me through grad school. My wife is a marketing public relations person, but she's formally trained as like a copy editor. And so I was like, please read this and make sure that I did not put random punctuation in places that don't make sense, since I have to submit this and pretend that I know what I'm talking about some days.
Well, so what did it mean to you when you walked that stage in December?
And
Linda Livingstone hands you your diploma.
Oh, good gracious. I was equal parts in disbelief, shock, joy, and sort of afraid I was going to pass out. I know you saw the pictures online of I've got the diploma halfway held in front of my face, and that's like one of them. But for most of the pictures, I'm doing like this with like my face. You can't see any like the professional Baylor shots because the diploma is in front of my face because I'm waving it up and down all the time. Yeah. And it was just like, I can't believe this actually happened. The kid who got, held back and dropped out and, has to feel like justify what I do sometimes in education. I might get to be part of leading a school.
You are remarkable. And number one, your work ethic. I mean, you work really hard. And to have put this comic book fest together, the WISD Comic Fest, the Teen Book Fest, kind of in conjunction with it again at University High School. It's over on New Road, easy to find, great parking, not a problem there. Free event.
Completely free.
On that Saturday, February 28th from 10 to 3. And it's going to be such a great opportunity for families to come and get kiddos, energized and interested in reading.
Well, and we've got Waco ISD. I'm sorry, not Waco ISD. Obviously Waco ISD is going to be there, but Waco Library Services has a table set up. They're going to be doing some arts and crafts, but they're also signing you up for a library card.
Get a card, exactly.
We've got some of our other companies that are sponsors. That's the only other way to kind of like get a table there if you're not an artist or a writer is you have to be a sponsoring company. So Champions Academy, which is a barber school here in town.
Yes, I've had them on the show.
Yeah, the Grittons are huge supporters of our program. And they're right down the road from university.
Sure.
And so we have students that attend there, but this is their second year supporting our program.
Oh, that's great.
Callahan and King, attorneys at law, are supporters of our program. Because you're bringing in all these people. You got to feed them, you got to house them, you got to pay day rates. And so I say probably 90% of my time, at least up until this point, we're still in this stage right now, is just getting funding and sponsors. But we got some great people, and hopefully, we'll have double the numbers. We had about a little over 500 last year, and this year we're expecting somewhere between 1,000 to 1,250 come through over the 6 hours.
Easily.
Oh,
easily, yeah.
So we convinced Archie Hatton, who's our band director at University High School, fantastic award-winning band director, to use the jazz ensemble.
Oh, good.
And so they're in the Overlook, kind of right above the rotunda, and they played about 30 to 45 minutes of sci-fi, fantasy, and comic book themed music for us live last year. And I think they're going to do it again for us this year. But I remember when I told him, and he looked at me like I was a little nuts. I was like, what I really want is as the doors open, I want to be hearing the theme song to Space Odyssey 2001. It's like and it was like, and of course I completely did not know the name of it. Still can't say the name of it.
Sprague Zarathustra.
Yes, and I was like, I really want that dun 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 as the doors are coming in, and it was like, I don't know if
I can imagine.
Yeah, I don't know if we actually pulled that one off because that was such a busy day for me.
You might need the youth orchestra to do that one.
But it was everyone from University High School pitched in.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
So English teachers, principals. One of our former principals he's at another district now, Dan Flegging. One of our biggest cheerleaders and supporters. I mean, hundreds of people pitched in to make this happen. There's no way I could have done this on my own. And definitely Kelly Cunningham, who is our head librarian for University High School and the district librarian. Without her belief in this event, it just would not have happened.
Well, you can add event planner to your resume for sure, because this is going to be an amazing event. Again, it's the last Saturday in February 28th from 10 to 3. Doors open at 9:30. You may hear 2001 Space Odyssey as you walk in the door. And you can be reached, I guess, through University High School?
Yeah, so you can email me at matt.menifee@wacoisd.org. We have an Instagram page up that's just literally Comic Fest Waco.
Oh, yeah.
We have there's a Syntax Team Book Fest Instagram page also. And then, of course, you can also look at litwaco.org, which is the main website. But the thing is, it's free. It's free. If you got nothing else going on, you just want to get a free book, you can probably come get a free book with us.
And meet somebody famous, really.
Meet somebody famous.
Yeah.
But I mean, the focus has always been, and it will always continue to be, not on pop culture, but on literacy.
Yes.
And so if you're into famous writers and famous artists, yeah, we got that. You want a celebrity? They're a little less celebrity than the average. But yeah, seriously, we could not be able to do this without our partners here in Waco, TFNB Bank. So many banks have chipped in, so many organizations, and so.
Well, it's going to be a fabulous event. I'm so glad you could spend some time with me.
Thank you.
Matt. I appreciate it. Matt Rogers Menifee. Good to get to know you better and come back next year for Year 3.
Hopefully year 3 next year.
All right.
This is a Rogue Media Network production.